What's up, guys? Welcome back. Great news. I don't know how great of the news this is, but I think it's great news. I think it's great news in the form of a competition. California Rep. Devin Nunes leaving Congress to hit Trump's social media group. So, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? What is this all about? And well, Trump's coming to come. Trump has been saying that he's creating his own social media group for a while, only because of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, and all the other social media platforms who keep censoring people. So let's read the story real quick. Let's see what this is all about. Representative Devin Nunes, a controversial San Joaquin Valley Republican, is leaving Congress to head a social media company created by former President Trump. I will deeply miss being your congressman, Nunes said in a message to his constituents on Monday. Shortly after he sent the note, the Trump Media and Technology Group announced that Nunes, 48, would be its chief executive officer being in January. The time has come to reopen the internet and allow for the free flow of idea and expression without censorship. Nunes said in a statement, I'm humbled and honored President Trump has asked me to lead the mission. That's a big step. Being a CEO of a company, that's a huge step, guys. Not everybody gets a chance to be a CEO of a social media company, especially a new one. So, I mean, I hope this will be a successful social media company, because we really need a good competition for these social media companies like YouTube, like Twitter, Facebook, because they are just controlling everything they want to control. So we really need something that people can actually freely express themselves without the fear of being censored. Because, when you talk about First Amendment, you want to be able to speak your mind. Not to a point of you're going to threat somebody or cause damages to people's lives, and of course no pornography or stuff like that. But it's generally free speech, basically exchanging a dialogue between two people who don't agree with each other. So just because you don't like one person's idea or one person's comment doesn't mean that you gotta cancel them. What the hell is that all about? Anyways, let's read a little more. Sitting member of Congress faced significant restrictions on negotiating private sector jobs while still in office. However, the constraints are widely disobeyed, which is true. The former dairy farmer retirement comes in the midst of the every decade redrawing of congressional district, and as California loses a member of Congress for the first time in its history, under draft maps released in November, Nunes would have faced a tough re-election in the 2022 midterm, but the incumbent is a prodigious fundraiser, reporting 11.8 million in cash on hand at the end of September, and could have sought office in a more favorable seat since members of Congress do not have to live in their districts. See? This sucks. If you become a member of Congress, you should be forced to live in your own district. I think, that's the problem, and I think this is what the issue is with like a lot of the school boards as well. That a lot of people don't live in the district. A lot of people don't have kids in the district. And they just come in because the seat was available. Nobody challenged them. They got elected. And I think as one of the requirements for a school board, you should have your kids in the public schools in the county you're working in. That should be one requirement, and that goes for the same with Congress or anybody that holds an office. You should live there. You should have your kids being in the same area. You know, if they're young enough, not if they're adults, but because the decisions you make are going to affect the people, and if you're not living in the same district, it's not going to affect you, so you don't really care. And that's the problem. A lot of these school board members don't live in that county. They live in a different county. So the decisions they make doesn't affect them or their kids. Or they don't even have kids. Some of them are single. They just happen to apply for the job because nobody wanted to apply for it. And I think that's wrong. So in Mr. Nunes' case, I mean, much props to him for leaving the political arena and going to the private sector. I think that's a big step for him. He probably will be making a lot more money and working with the guy he likes. I don't know what the social media platform is going to be called yet, but I will find out. But I think this is important. A challenging platform to challenge all these leftist ideologies and all these leftist media, you know, with all the censorship and stuff. I think when Parler came out, it was a success. Then it turns out to be a failure because I don't know what happened with Parler. I'm not on the platform myself, but you know, I like to have. I don't want a platform just for one side. I don't like to have a platform that's only for, you know, conservatives. I like to have a platform for everybody, because that way, you know, if we're going to engage one another, we should be able to engage one another freely. You know, if you choose to insult me, you know, screw you, bro. Like, I'll block you and you're done. I don't care. You know, if you make threats against me, I'll report you. I'll, you know, all that stuff. Fine. But if I come out and say, hey, you know, there's a comet coming and tomorrow's the end of the world, am I gonna get censored? Should I get censored? If you're a smart enough individual listening to me and you think I'm full of crap, then I'm full of crap. Don't listen to what I have to say. You know, if there's a comet coming, there should be enough warning sign there's a comet coming. Or there might not be any comet warning sign that there's a comet coming. Either way, the government will screw you anyways, because the warning sign is supposed to come from the government. And the same thing with the pandemic. Same thing with the vaccines. Same thing with the, you know, leftist media or like the far right media, or whatever you want to call them. If you can't talk with one another without the fear of getting canceled or censored, then what's the point of having a conversation? Then we should have a left-wing media and a right-wing media, I guess. Why the hell do we fight for Facebook or argue with Facebook? Oh, stop censoring. Why the hell should we argue with Twitter? You know, stop censoring us. Well, we know they're assholes. They're gonna censor us anyways. So why not have our own platform where we can say whatever the hell we want? You think the left-wing media and the left-wing social media doesn't spread misinformation or conspiracies? You think they are the angels of the world? Is that what you think they are? No, I don't think they are. I think they spread as much conspiracy and misinformation as the right wings do. Because there's no middle ground for these assholes. There's no middle ground for these people. So if you are under the impression that, oh, Facebook only censors misinformation, but only if it comes from one side of the aisle. If that information comes from a liberal nutcase or a left-wing media, that's not going to get censored. We saw what happened with Hunter Biden's laptop. New York Times censored the crap out of that thing. CNN didn't mention it once, and they're still covering it up. They still tag it with misinformation. So if somebody comes along and is like, hey, you know, these information was found on Hunter Biden's laptop, What does Facebook do? Censor it. What does Twitter do? Censor it. What does Instagram do? Censor it. What does TikTok do? Censor it. That's all they do. Because that's the greatest weapon they got to shut everything down that doesn't align with their own agenda. So, I'm going to leave it with that, guys. You should be able to make your own decisions. If you are easily influenced by anybody, take a step back, take a breather, do some research. I'm not here to influence anybody. I'm here to tell you how I look at things, because I came from a country where propaganda was key. Propaganda is key to control. So that's how things work when you have constantly, saying a certain things a million times. Eventually they believe in their own lies. So if you lived in a country that continuously works under propaganda, come and talk to me. I'll tell you all about it. So with that, please hit like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments right down below, guys. I'd like to see what you guys thinking. Until the next time, peace out.